Welcome to the rest of my life. I'm Lance Ash, and I'm heading back to work after a 4-day weekend. Fantastic weekend. Got so much done. Felt so good the whole time. Oh my God. Someone's parked in the middle of the road. Got to go around them. What is the problem here? Oh, what a good weekend. I discovered the British TV show Peep Show with Mitchell and Webb. Oh, what a revelation. Oh my God, wonderful. And I discovered it because I rewatched an episode of The Boisterous Brothers, the theme of which was when a series turns to shit. And they mentioned Peep Show as being a show that started off great and then overstayed its welcome and got bad at the end. So I thought, and I'd heard them talk about it before, but I didn't investigate further. So this time I did, and I guess most of the episodes are on YouTube. So I watched 4 or 5 of them and just thought, this is wonderful. All right. I'm wearing a different coat today, so all my stuff is distributed in the pockets differently. I'm afraid of everything falling out. And anyway, it'll take me a while to get to my list of topics. But before we do that, let's go over the CDs in the bag. All right, number 1, The Cure, 413 Dream. This is the last record they did, 2008. I didn't realize that it's been so long since they did an album. I've been listening to The Cure a lot lately. This is a Cure single. This is Pictures of You with some extra stuff on it. I got 3 of these. Love Song with some extra stuff, and Fascination Street with some extra stuff. I got all 3 of those at Goodwill at the same time. I got this yesterday at Goodwill. This is James Taylor Hourglass. Orbital, I think it's called B-Sides. Hold on a second, I got it. Oh shit, okay. Next, okay, this is one of the topics, but I got into dark techno playlists this weekend. So I went scrambling around trying to find whatever techno records I might have. That's why I have the Orbital, and I have a couple of compilations from magazines and record labels. The one from Emperor Norton I can't find. I don't know what happened to that one. This one is something. I don't know what the hell this is exactly. This is from Revolution Magazine. It's a sampler. This next one is also from Revolution Magazine. It's a sampler. And then this is, back where we started. Okay. Now let me get my topic list out. I don't know. The weather's turned cold, so I've got a different coat out. I don't know if I like it. I don't like it. The pockets seem not secure. All right, what do we got here? I can't read a damn thing without my glasses. What does that say? Michael Lambert. Okay, this is a topic we can go into in depth. Over the last week or so, I discovered this YouTube channel by a guy named Michael Lambert. He's an older British gentleman, and his videos are anti-Brexit. He's very polite, well-spoken, intelligent, soft-spoken, and he read out a couple of emails he'd received that were just full of hatred for his anti-Brexit stance. One of them went so far as to say, what do you care about Brexit? You're going to be dead soon. And the thing that struck me is, why would somebody watch media content that they don't agree with? If it's your job to watch Fox News or OAN or some hate channel and then comment on it, report on it, do an analysis, that's one thing. But just some casual guy to go searching for stuff that he disagrees with so he can get his blood pumping and makes hateful comments, I don't get it. I don't agree with Brexit. I don't agree with Trump. I don't agree with Christians. So I watch content. God damn it! I watch content that is content that is. It reflects my viewpoint. I don't go to the enemy side. I don't watch PragerU, for example, and then get all worked up. I don't understand the mentality. I don't understand the troll mentality. It is exactly, the people who are trolls, the people who do that are exactly the same people who, when they were little boys, they never, ever passed up an opportunity to trip somebody. Like you're in class, and on the bus, and you're walking by, if they have an opportunity to stick their leg out and try to trip you, they will do it every fucking time. And you can, even when you're a kid, you can look at that other little boy and think, when you grow up, you're going to be a great big fucking asshole. Because it's something, I don't know, I guess it's something genetic, or maybe their fathers teach them this, you know. It's the same little boys that when you go play with them at their house or something, they break their toys because that's all they can think of to do with them. That's just, I don't know. Anyway. Next, Dune, etc. All right. One of the guys who posted, that's right. I got into the dark techno thing through this person who had posted clips from the recent Dune movie, which I didn't see. My son went to the theater and saw it and said it was fantastic, and I just don't care about going to the cinema, so I didn't see it. But the clips I saw were intriguing, so I thought, well, I'd like to watch the whole thing. And my wife has a copy of it that her father got and put on a hard drive, so we watched a little bit, the beginning of it. But it got me thinking about rereading the first book, and I ordered a copy of the first book in German, which should be here in a couple of weeks. It's coming from the UK. But anyway, I just every so often I go through a phase where I think about reading the whole, the first 6 books that Frank Herbert wrote, and I've got the last book he wrote in a German copy. Started reading that a little bit, and I started rereading the first book in English again, and got me watching the latest film version. It was sort of weird because a lot of the stuff in it is very similar to the David Lynch film version, which I saw when it came out, and the film company was so afraid that it was just too much information for the audience to take in, that when you went in, they had a person there passing out a glossary of terms on a piece of paper, which I still have, and I taped it into my scrapbook, and my wife said, "Oh, you shouldn't have done that. You've ruined the resale value of it. It's probably worth something." I'm not gonna ever sell it. Okay. I don't keep stuff just so I can resell it. Anyway, but the still suits are very similar to the ones in the David Lynch version, and it was creepy to hear some of the same lines spoken. But you know, a lot of people, critics, panned the David Lynch version, but I thought it was all right. I really liked it. I've seen it, God, 6 or 7 times. We used to have it on video cassette and show it to the kids, and they called it Space Movie. But yeah, I just and something about the new version just intertwined in my head with this whole dark techno thing that I got into over the weekend. All right, what's the next? All right, next topic is dark techno. All right. I like, surprisingly, a lot of techno music, especially what I don't even know if it's specifically called dark techno. Some of the playlists I found said dark atmospheric techno, and but yeah, I like a lot of that stuff. I like a lot of the graphic design that goes along with it, and it sort of links up with my appreciation of noise music, the Berlin Atonal Festival, and all that, which is back on, by the way. It'd be great to go see that. Apparently this year the theme is a celebration of the composer Ioannis, oh God, I can't think of his name. Ioannis Yakinensis, something, I can't remember. Xenakis, that's it. Anyway, yeah, I liked a lot of the stuff I heard. I like music that doesn't have vocals. Or if it does have vocals, they're just sort of like chanting or, you know, non-verbal. Speaking of which, the Dune soundtrack on the new version of Dune is really, really good. Why is this idiot slowing down? Slow down as you approach the green light, because God knows what might happen. Okay, hold your horses here. Alright, what's next? 5 years, okay. Alright, it was either the 9th or the 10th of 2017 that I had my seizure in the bathtub, which led to emergency surgery for a tumor in my skull. So it's been 5 years since that happened. And subsequently, it's been almost 5 years since I started meditating. I was in the hospital after the surgery a week, I think. I was out of work total 5 weeks. And when I got home, the whole experience was so life-changing that I decided to make some changes to reflect that. And one of them was, I had dabbled in meditation before, but I decided to take it seriously, and I've been meditating regularly for 5 years. And only now I'm beginning to get some positive, consistent results. And I've tried this and that, and finally I've kind of settled into a certain routine. Yeah, 5 years. It's odd. Went to see I can't remember if it was on the 9th or the 10th, but the surgery I think was on the 10th, but it was my mother's birthday, and I went to see her this weekend. I brought her a cake and a card, and it was sort of shocking to see the decline mentally in just 5 years. Yeah, sort of depressing, sad. This woman at work, I work with a woman who's from Korea, and we got to talk, and I told her my dad introduced me to kimchi and I really like it, so she brought me on the last day I worked, she brought me a great big container of kimchi that she'd bought. She said, this is the kind that I really like, my son really likes it a lot too, and okay, and it was enormous. My dad likes kimchi and he hasn't had it in a while, so I split it into 2 jars. And I called him and said, you want this jar of kimchi? And he came over and got it. So I got to see him too this weekend. Anyway, I got around to eating this stuff, and this was the hottest kimchi I've ever had in my life. It was really, really good. Anyway, my dad is 4 years younger than my mother, and mentally and physically, he's still doing really well. He's 75. No, yes, that's right, 75. Because my birthday's coming up, and on my birthday, he's always 22 years older. When I look back, 22 years, there's no way I could have handled having a child when I was 22. I barely handled it when I was 26, which is when I became a father. I still haven't heard back from him what he thought of the kimchi, though. It always smells, I don't want to say bad, but it always smells more pungent than it really is. It's like the peripheral odors are worse than the actual odor, because when you open the jar and actually smell it up close, it just smells like hot sauce and pickled cabbage, or it's not even a very pickly, not even a very vinegary smell. I don't know what it is. It's really, really good, though. And yeah, I know that they make it with anchovies or fish sauce, but I'm not too worried about it. It's a once in a great while treat, so I don't. I mean, as long as it's not chunks of fish in there. If it's just juice they pressed out of a fish, I'm not going to scream about it too much. Let me see what's on my list else. Oh, the last thing is Peep Show, which I already talked about, but I just thought it was screamingly funny. It's funny, last year, or earlier this year, I dug into the Mighty Boosh. I really got into that. And now, here at the end, I'm getting into Peep Show. It'd be interesting. I'm trying to watch all the episodes. It'd be interesting to see how it declines in quality. Because according to George and Damien, it really got bad at the end. And it's sad, like The Simpsons, the first 7 seasons or so are really good, but God almighty. And Futurama, too, started off strong and got bad fast. One of the things that's so appealing about this Peep Show is that there's no laugh track. From what I read, they've tried 3 times to do an American version, and each one has been a colossal failure, or didn't even make it to the broadcast stage. And I'm sure one of the reasons is the Americans just don't understand the concept of no laugh track, or laughs that aren't explicitly labeled laughs. Speaking of which, fuck Elon Musk. There, I said it. Oh, goodness. Oh, decided at the last minute not to turn. Oh, okay. Alright, I'm going to wrap this here up here in a second as soon as I can get to a stopping point. Give me a second. I'm afraid all my shit's going to fall out of my pockets. This coat is voluminous. Don't run into the back of me. Alright, I think that's about it. So thank you very much for listening. Bye.